Hey guys, you probably caught, or if you haven't, a video on this nice little stand for your router for safety. I talked about this plastic that I have around the router, which allows you to kind of just glide around a little bit more safely. But I've been getting some of these scratches from the screws. I've had this for a very long time. It's not exactly, I don't feel like it's safe any longer, so I want to make a new one. I have the base from one of my other routers, and I have an extra scrap piece of this plastic. And once again, a little tip for you guys. Sometimes at your big box stores, orange or blue, they have cutoffs. And this is the nice, really hard, nice plastic. And sometimes the manager will actually let you purchase the cutoffs for an extremely low discounted price. Does it work every time? No, it doesn't. But you can get lucky more often than not. What I'm going to do for this to improve this, I want this to kind of be more of a circular thing and not this just random cut piece that I did. It's certainly served its purpose. It's made my life a heck of a lot easier, but it's time for an upgrade. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this plastic plate as a guide or template for a nice circle. You can use a lot of different things around the house, around the shop, as kind of a guide when you're using a flush trim bit to basically replicate the shape. Bam, now we're not losing anything. So now I've got my shape. I have this scrap piece of plastic that I'm going to attach it to, and I can take it to the router. And, well, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to trim as much as I can on my bandsaw. And then I can take it to the flush trim router and make an exact copy of the circle. But why is that? That doesn't look big enough. I'm so glad you asked. What are you doing with the Dario chair top? I've already made a bigger circle. So, kind of to speed things up and not waste your time. As an example, I use this top of a stool to make a circle. And this is going to be my new top. So I'm not going to have those corners kind of in the way. So basically, I'm just making a reinforcement. So there's going to be an extra circle in the center that I'm going to bond together with acetone. This works. Hey guys, I just want to show you this beautiful piece of Douglas fir. Straight grain, beautiful Douglas fir. Straight as can be. Look at that. I can't wait to figure out what I'm going to do with this. But just want to say, if you like this stuff, please like and subscribe. And also, if there's anything else or any questions that you might have, send them to me. All right, let's get back to it. Okay, scratch that all. Acetone did not really work the way I was hoping. So we are going to do some epoxy instead. This should do the trick. I'm going to put 3 dabs. I'm really surprised that the acetone didn't quite work, to be honest with you. The 2 parts in separate little areas. Here's another little tip. I buy these chopsticks, and I use them for mixing situations such as these. So then I mix the two-part epoxy together real good. I'm keeping it away from the center because I'm going to be hole in the center. So I put that right down best I can, and smear this around just a little bit. all the while keeping it in the center. Now I know the epoxy is gonna do its job. Ooh. All right, so while that's drying, I am just gonna put a bead of super glue around the perimeter of this circle, just like that. I'll use my accelerator. I'm gonna let this dry, and then we'll drill a center hole, and then 3 other holes for the mounting to the router. All right, so this dried up pretty good. The one important thing, if you haven't done this before, especially on a drill press, is having a sacrifice board, as you can see, and these markings on here. And I try to keep sacrificial boards available, because when you are drilling, especially with guitars like tuning machine holes and things like that, you don't want the wood to split and start to shred apart. So if the sacrifice board is, tight against the thing you're drilling into, it kind of acts as a barrier, and it doesn't start shredding stuff apart. So in this case, I'm going to try my best just to kind of go slow and just let it scrape the stuff away. These bits I got from Harbor Freight, and they're not God's gift of sharpening. All right, let's do this. Break on through to the other side. Whew. All right, that is hot. So, so there's a little bit of the acrylic that hardened, because you're basically melting it more than you're cutting, I suppose. So I'm gonna take this off and then get the other 3 holes in, so that way we can attach it to the router. So I just scraped it off with my putty knife. Sorry, I didn't show you that, but I just scraped it off. So now we're gonna put our holes, and basically just take a trusty Sharpie marker and make the area we need to cut out. Here we go. All right, so what I decided to do real quick is use the micrometer and make sure I get the drill bit for the screw, and I'm gonna just double check it real quick. In my sacrificial board, so I would like to get the closest. Yes, that works. It goes right in, and it's pretty tight. So I'm actually gonna drill the 3 holes first, and then I'm going to bore it out just a little bit, so these are countersunk and they're not scratching anything. Part of the reason that I'm making a new one just to begin with. So let's do that. Nice. Perfect. So once again, I added this on just for extra thickness, and it is going to be compressed by the screws too, so that I'm not too worried about it. This should still be a monster upgrade, so yeah, let's do it. Ha ha. So this is a slightly oversized, it's a 1/2 inch, but this style of bit is gonna do exactly what I need. This to be the flat surface that this will be sliding around wood or what have you. So yeah, gotta come from the bottom. I come from the bottom. Once I find the actual depth, I'll set my drill press, and then I can make the other 3 holes identical. So there we go. That should have plenty of room. Set the depth on my drill press so that this stops right where I want it to. That's 2, and that's 3. Perfect, and plenty of meat for it to screw into the router. So before we get too far into this and swap it out, you'll see that, I've tried to apply some duct tape and to try to make sure that the screw area, and it's just wobbly and floppy, and I just don't feel safe with it anymore. That's the whole point of making this. You can kind of see, you can make that bearing go just above the plastic, and then you can start routing out control cavities or stuff like that. All right, so there we have it, the new shield. Full disclosure, I did have to sand the extra addition. I did put that down a little bit just so that the bearing had some a better clearance, I should say, than it previously did without me sanding it. But the problems that I was having is these screws were digging into the pieces sometimes. So now it's completely secure, and the old one, just get rid of it. Thanks again, and yeah, till next time, have a great day.